I'm running for Congress because as a mom, I want the same opportunities for my son as I had growing up. I'm concerned about the direction of our country, and I want to get us on the right path. I need your help. Will you join me? Those are the words of Renee Ellmers, and she's running for that 2nd District seat for Congress, the House of Representatives in Washington, and she's on mic with us today. We're glad to have her back. Renee Ellmers. Good morning, ma'am.
Good to be with you, and I'm going to start off by telling you I'm a little hoarse, so my voice sounds a little grovelly, and I apologize.
What are you, out working hard on the campaign trail?
Yeah.
And it's very, very active out there. I happened to run into Ilario Pantano last night, just at Bugsy's Cigars we were just smoking. He just happened to stop in on the way home. He was on the way home from the Fayetteville area or the Lumberton area. I can't remember which, but boy, you have a big job to do covering the whole district.
It is a large area, and things are we've been very busy, but things are really gearing up now, and it's going to be all go until November.
People are energized. I was everywhere I go, people are energized, and I'm not talking Republican, Democrat, liberal, conservative. I'm talking across the board. People are not happy with government. They're upset with the way they've been treated or not listened to, I should say. And as much as they're struggling at home, I kind of relate their anger to that fact that they are struggling at home and saying, well, what is government doing? They're irresponsible in their policies and their practices.
Well, I think that you hit the nail right on the head. We've been talking to our elected representatives for how long, telling them, look, y'all need to straighten things out, and you're not doing your job. And it has continued. And we see it every day. These massive spending bills, they just passed that $26 billion spending bill again. It would be as if they said to us, in your household budget, y'all are having trouble there. Why don't you go out and get another credit card and still, start spending on it?
It's
crazy.
Yeah, it is. And, I was speaking with Dr. Foster. He is the senior economist with the Heritage Foundation the other day here on the beat. And I said to him, well, first of all, he here's a person who has been studying economics, the market, and financial policies of the government for years. And he is beside himself. He says this is ludicrous. This is out of control. It's irresponsible. And I said, this philosophy that they're following, has it ever worked ever in any society, any country? This philosophy that this administration and Democratic leadership wants to put in place and has been putting in place. And his answer was never. But yet,
right. It has never worked.
But, yet we keep going down this path.
Well, and that's the thing. You cannot spend your way out of a recession. I remember, a year ago when they were talking about passing that massive stimulus package and that this would be the way that we would create jobs. I said it was wrong then. I know for a fact it's wrong now. And look, here we have added so much onto our debt, and we have absolutely nothing to show for it. What they should have done was go the other way and make it possible for small businesses to increase their, give out some tax breaks, do something, payroll, put a hold on payroll taxes, something, so that we could start stimulating that growth there. And they just didn't do it. They just won't do it. And so the only answer is come November, we've got to make such big changes. Congressman Bob Etheridge, he's voted for it all. He's voted for the stimulus. He's voted for cap and trade. He's voted for the health care bill, on and on and on. And yet he claims to be working for those middle-class families. And I just don't understand how he possibly could, because it falls on all of our backs.
Let me ask you a question. Your position, and then if you know the position of your challenger there, on the Bush tax cuts rescission.
It's interesting. We absolutely must extend those. There is no question. If we increase everyone's taxes at this point, even if they do it at the higher level of over $250,000 a year, it is going to be devastating. That group are the job producers. They're the small business owners. So if we increase taxes, it is going to be devastating. People are holding on with both hands right now. And if we increase taxes, it's going to be just kill everybody. Now, he has been silent on this issue. He has not said what he thinks should happen. I hope that he would support something like that. But at this point, with his record, the way that he has voted, I would say that he may not think that it's a good idea to extend them.
Now, let's run through a few of these sort of before we go to the first break, and then we can come back. Certainly we'll continue our discussion. But, one of the first things that we organized people in southeastern North Carolina when this administration came in, we organized them against what's called the card check bill. They're saying now that they will bring this back up in a lame duck session. Where do you stand on that, and where does your challenger stand on that?
I am completely against card check, completely against it. It will be devastating to the private sector business. Any corporation, small business, it'll be devastating. He is a proponent. Congressman Bob Etheridge has voted in committee a number of times in favor of card check.
The stimulus program expanded government. It's going to put a heavier burden on us. It increased deficit spending. Now there's more bills. I mean, as you mentioned, we got the Wall Street reform that's doing little for reform. It's expanding government, more burdens on business, talking about card check, talking about cap and trade, talking about a VAT tax, talking about ending the Bush tax cuts. And, of course, then there's the Health Care Act that nobody, even those in the healthcare industry, don't know all of the burdens and additional requirements it's going to put on our business owners. Bailouts, Freddie and Fannie. It's a mess. It is a mess, and it has hurt our small business owners and our ability to get out of this recession. And your challenger has supported all of this.
He has, and it's every single bit of it. And, what does that tell me? This gentleman is completely out of touch with the people of North Carolina and America. As a small business owner, my husband and I'm a nurse, my husband's a surgeon. We're small business owners. We run our practice. This has been devastating to us in our practice, both on the business side, and it's hurting us from the health care perspective. And, this gentleman is just completely out of touch. He is out of control with the others in Washington. When he comes back to the district, he is that, good, hardworking, conservative Democrat that, wants to talk to you about how he's working hard in Washington to save you money. And then when he goes back there, he votes with Nancy Pelosi and Barack Obama 97% of the time. And if you just, for a moment, I just want to clarify in the previous segment, when I said that not extending the Bush tax cuts would kill everyone, I certainly did not mean that in the literal sense. I mean in business sense.
Yeah,
and
I know.
I just, what I'm talking about. But
the Chamber of Commerce, the head of the Chamber of Commerce, the United States Chamber of Commerce, just came out and said this is putting a gun and pulling the trigger to the head of every small business owner in America. And so, I mean, again, we're seeing, Renee, again and again and again, overwhelming opposition to these policies and this legislation, yet this administration, the Democratic leadership, and your challenger just blow us all off and go forward anyway. And what happens at the end of the day, Renee? It's devastating at the end of the day, this legislation.
Well, and the thing of it is their answer always is, when nothing improves, which is what we all know is going to happen, their answer is, well, we obviously need to spend more money. We need to start bailing out these states that are having these difficulties, and we need to start bailing out this industry and that. It is not the government's job to pick the winners and losers. That is just not the way our system works, and we have got to get back to common sense and apply that to just as we apply that in our own lives and in our own businesses, so too should our government. And we've got to get back there. And the only way we're going to do it, for folks, if you're listening out there, please understand that we can change things. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. We just have to be strong enough to get out, vote these individuals out of office, and talk to your friends, contribute to campaigns, contribute to my campaign, go online, look me up, ReneeForCongress.com, and see what I feel about the issues, and do that for, we talked about Ilario Pantano. Vote for this gentleman. He's ready to change things around.